Morning, gang. It's Tuesday, the 24th of September, 2019. Welcome along to a very late United Kingdom talk this morning from the Chapel Hill Marina in Lincolnshire. As you know, Tuesday is late, and now you may notice that the picture quality has got better from up here. I've been fully aware, okay, over the last few months that the picture from here wasn't as good as it was down there. And I think I've inadvertently fixed that. Really. Which was not something I looked at doing this morning. I'll come to that in a moment. But, I usually up a little bit later on a Tuesday. Oh, well, let me get your messages up. Sorry. Oh, did I turn it on? Oh, did I turn it on? There was so much to do. Yes, there we go. There we go. Are they all coming through there? Yes. Okay, boys and girls. Yes, as you know, we're usually a little bit later on a Tuesday anyway, because after a long drive up here, I'm a bit tired on Tuesday morning. So, and it was a little bit extra long last night, actually. I had two diversions yesterday. When I fire up, after I finished the karaoke, which was lovely last night, not as busy as it was last week, but a nice crowd of about 15 singers, I think we had last night. Really nice crowd, very friendly, enjoying themselves. Again, there was an issue at the beginning of the night last night. Now, what was that? What was the issue last night? It wouldn't connect to the internet last night, but we got through eventually. I just streamed over 4G in the end. The Wi-Fi in the pubs is sometimes diabolical. As you know, if you go into pubs and you try and log onto their Wi-Fi, in particular, one of the worst ones is the cloud. Ever been in a pub and used the cloud, or in a hospital? Oh God, it's so slow. Of course, we used to have slow internet years ago. Remember the 24K modems trying to get a picture to come down? Beep, 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 beep. 10 minutes later, this picture would arrive line by line on your computer screen, wouldn't it? Do you remember? Anyway, so that was last night. So I left there and straight away on my phone, I knew, there's something up here, because it sent me on the M1. Usually, it will first of all send me on the A1M all the way up. If that's a little bit crooked, it send me up the M11 and then rejoining the A1 up further up, which means I go through some very dodgy areas of London, like Dalston and places like that. But last night, it sent me A1M and then M1. And I hate that M1. It is one of the most boring roads ever to drive down. It's actually, or I'll actually say, it's easier to drive up it at night time when you can't see the boringness around you. You know, so it sent me up there. And as soon as I saw M1, I thought, oh Christ, one of those long diversions. Because then it goes like that and across and up instead of straight up. Blooming pain. But we hardly went on the A1M at all, because it got to that point and then it crossed over and then went another way through Branson or something like that. It went, and this place is full of roundabouts when it takes you through that way, and it's small roads, you know, and that's with another 2.5 hours to go. So it took me ages to get up here last night. I think I got here, instead of roundabout, when I say ages more, I'm talking half an hour, you know, which may not seem a lot. But when you've done 2.5 hours, you don't want to do another half hour, 3 hours in the car. And I'll be honest with you, had I have looked at that and not had the job on Thursday this week in Cleethorpes, which is our last karaoke, I probably would have looked at that for, I can't be bothered with that, and gone home. You know, because that's like an hour away. I probably wouldn't have bothered to come all this way. But we're in now. And eventually got here, got to bed around about 3 o'clock in the morning last night. Woke up 9:15. Had my breakfast, came in here, and then what happened, the broadcast software I use, it's called OBS. It's free, don't have to pay for it, OBS, and it's fantastic. I've always used this software since I had like the multi-cameras and things like that. Brilliant. Now they've done an update. My sister's husband did the update on Sunday just before his show, because he does his own show, live show on Saturday afternoons. Retro Restore is the YouTube channel. Okay, YouTube channel is called Retro Restore. Saturday afternoon chat show, right about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, with my sister at the control panel, working all the messages and things like that. He updated it and it was fine. I've updated it and that was it. I started getting an error message. Something to do with NVDIA drivers or something like that. I couldn't remember. And it says, if you are using hardware acceleration, check the log for details. And I looked through this log. Have you ever looked at a computer log? What the bloody hell is all that, dear? All these letters and numbers and timeses and I've not a clue what it looks like. Anyway, I posted a message on their forum and I thought, well, someone might reply to that within 24 hours. Aren't I? But then I thought, well, I'll have a little play, and I looked at if you're using video software acceleration, NVDA, you might have this problem or something like that. And then I saw there's a different way to do it. So I clicked, instead of doing that, I'm using now software encoding instead of hardware encoding, and that's cured the problem. Not only that, I noted on a little search on Google that using software encoding increases the quality of the actual picture, although it puts a little bit more strain on the processor. The thing is, the processor in this particular PC is really good, really good. And at the moment, I'm now using the software encoding, and it says only 17% of it's being used. So that's worked very well. Not only that, I looked at the picture and I thought, hang on a minute, that picture looks a lot better now. It does actually look a lot clearer than it has done when I'm out here. So this is ever since I changed computers in here to a better one, okay, I've had this thing with the picture and I thought, that just doesn't look right. Well, it does now. So I think inadvertently I cured another problem that I've had for 3 months. So I'm well happy. Look, happy. Yeah, was that happy enough for you? So quite pleased about that. So that's where I am at the moment with that. All right. All sorted. I'll come to your message in a minute, boys and girls. My holiday. I was driving in last night to work, and it suddenly occurred to me that the holiday I've booked to take my niece and her family away to Disney went through Thomas Cook. And I thought, oh, I seem to remember seeing something about Thomas Cook on there. So I got to work. After curing the problems that I had at work, I thought I'll have a look. And sure enough, it's a Thomas Cook company. So I've gone on the thing, and there's like ABTA numbers, and the ABTA number on my invoice, on my receipt invoice type thing, because I haven't paid it all, but I've paid the majority. I'm one of those people, you know, when they say you've got a deposit of, say, £100, I'll put down 90. Right, I've got the money now, let's pay it. So that's what I've done. So I've paid an awful lot of this money off already. And the ABTA number on there, then I looked on the CAA website, and that ABTA number of that Thomas Cook is on there as well. So I'm involved in that now. I'm involved in that in trying to get the money back somehow. I've noted on some of the newspapers and that you should have an ABTA certificate. Well, I haven't got one of those. That's the only thing. It says ABTA on the invoice, but no one sent me an ABTA certificate. Now, I'm not very good with getting money back and that sort of thing. However, my best mate is, and he said he's going to have a look at it for me and see if he can sort it. He got me money back of something else before. I think that went wrong. I just look at all these bits of paper and I think, oh my God, you know, it's not as easy. Like, oh, can I have my money back? Yeah, we'll send it to you. No, you'll have to fill out endless forms now, no doubt, but we'll have to try and do that. More disappointing to me is not so much the money, but of course my niece, although she hasn't said it, would now be disappointed. Fortunately, she didn't tell the two little children, you know, great nephew George and great niece Emily. They weren't told they were going anyway, so it would have been a surprise. So that won't be a problem. However, as soon as I get the money back, I'll have to rebook it with someone else, and we'll try and get the same dates and that sort of thing. Of course, all the plane fares will go up now because they've lost some competition. You know, people don't realise that. You try and book a flight now to Cyprus or somewhere like that on EasyJet or Ryanair, and you'll see if that price has gone up. I'd be very interested if you've tried to do that, and we'll see about that. So fingers crossed we'll be able to do that. All right, okay, let's read some of your messages coming in this morning. Good morning to Christina. Oh, wrong side, hang on a minute. Christina Ewing in the house. Morning, Christina. Hope you're well today, my darling. Nice to see you. First message of the day from Christina. Hello to Mark Bowles. Morning, Mark. Thanks ever so much for my phone call last night, Mark. There I was, standing by on hands-free in the car, no one to talk to for hours on end. Oh, my new friend Mark Bowles might ring me. Huh, nothing. I kept checking the phone. I thought it had gone wrong, dear. Promises are made and not kept. It's hurt. I'm hurt. Morning to Sean Pye. Morning, Sean. Jason Hughes, good morning to you. Hello, Callum Walker. Gary Davidson. Paul and Lou, nice and early. Adam the Plumber. There are some classic vintage episodes of United Kingdom Tour. You'll have to post them then, Adam. Post them. Adam is our United Kingdom Talk correspondent. He knows more about the show than I do. Hello to Mike Rees-Ponto. When I watch a recorded show, now you have to watch an advert. We will be having commercial breaks next during the show. Well, I don't know how to do that. Put commercial breaks into the show. I wouldn't know how to do that, I'm afraid. Probably there is a way somewhere. I thought it all happened automatically. I don't put the commercials in. That just happens automatically. Presumably there's not even it just suddenly happens, does it? Is that how it works? I don't know. I don't watch my own shows, do I? Must have pulled at the karaoke. Yeah, fat arse of that, mate. Do you know what someone said last night? Someone said I had a big arse. How rude is that? Jamie it was, you know, who's looking a little bit worse for wear as well. Jamie, he won't be watching the show. Oh, haven't you got a big arse, Chris? How rude. How rude. Morning to Mike Rees. There we are. I've done you. Hello to Mike Hardiman, who's in Spain. Holla. Don't be running after those balls, dear. Poor little things with your spears and what have you. Dreadful what goes on in Spain. Good morning. I didn't pull last night, Chris. I did not. No, I'm afraid not. He's on a cruise ship. That Uzura cruise ship. Oh, how lovely. What's the weather like here? It's pouring down here this morning. It is absolutely pouring down with rain here in Lincolnshire this morning. Hello to David in Hemel. A very good morning to you. Hello, there's my mate, Ronnie. Good morning, Ronnie. I will give you £1 to be quiet. Well, you can always do a super chat, Ronnie. There's a little $ there. Send cash now, dear. Things are getting desperate here. I had no internet this morning. Huh? Morning, there's my mate, Ronnie. He's going to try and sort out the... He's certainly having a look at my holiday thing to be sorted. But I just can't stand anything like that, you know. I'm filling in forms and what have you. Hello to Rachel Wheatlands. Morning. David in Hemel. Sorry, I've read that, haven't I? I've read David there. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. There's Ronnie. Time is ticking away for you very quickly. Every second counts in your condition. What do you mean? Every second counts. I love the theme tune for that. Do you know the theme tune for that? Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Every second counts with Paul, oh God, the magician bloke, Paul Daniels, the little bloke, Paul Daniels, who we lost some years ago. Fantastic theme tune. I tried to get that. I wrote to the writer, Mr. John Mealing, who a friend of mine knows, and I said, is there any chance I could have, or perhaps I could buy off a licensed copy of your theme tune? And he said, Chris, if I still had it, and he replied, I actually spoke to him on the phone. You know, you'd be surprised who you can speak to on the phone if you get the phone number. It's just normal people, the same as you. Obviously, I'm not a normal person, you know. I'm an international television celebrity, huge star type person. Bigger than Gemma Collins, except in fatness, you know. But most of the people, you just pick up the phone and you talk to them. My mate gave me his number and I rang him and he said, Chris, you could have it if I had it. The trouble is I moved a few years ago and I lost a load of tapes. So he hasn't got it anymore. And the only other place that might have it, well, they probably will, is the BBC. What you want is a clean copy, you see, without clapping. Because it goes da 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 da, and all the graphics are going da 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 da, and then it comes and it mixes to him. And he walks down and everyone starts clapping. Well, you want the tune without the clapping. Oh, it's a wonderful... Oh, do you want to hear a bit? Do you want it? I love the tune. Let me play you this tune. Every second counts. I love it. Oh, is this a copyright thing? Oh, dear. Well, we'll risk it. What does I call it? What? Every second counts. Every second counts. Let's see if we can find it for you, boys and girls. There it is. There it is. With Paul Daniels. One moment, please. Here it
every
comes.
second counts.
Ba-da, ba-da, ba-ba. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. And here's Paul Daniels.
Every second counts.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Paul Daniels.
Da, 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 da.